Hey YouTube, long was post 1975. People openly talk about, sort of their favourite movies that are considered brilliant movies that were made into epic games. Robocop, Burns, Batman, The Untouchables, they all immediately come to mind. And people also openly talk about amazing movies that never got a decent game. Top Gun, the original Ghostbusters. And before you say they're epic, no, they're not. To have a warm, nostalgic sense of feelings attached to a game does not necessarily mean it was a good game. You may have played the hell out of it a lot, but that's what you do when you're a kid when you don't have other games to play. It doesn't make it a good game. And one that always annoyed me that never got a decent game was Highlander. I mean, if ever a movie sort of idea lends itself to being a video game so well, it was Highlander. How did they royally balls it up so much? But people always seem to forget about absolutely terrible movies, that had brilliant games. It's funny because it's like the movie was so bad that you don't remember the game being good because, well, it was so bad. Let's get this from our memory. Let's never talk about this stinker again. So I was forced to watch one of these movies the other day by a friend who knows that I hate this movie. I've seen it about 3 times in my life, but he thought it'd be fun to watch it and see if I still hate it. And guess what? I still do. And that movie is Cobra, starring Stallone, from 1986. Now, the thing is, it was a massive success at the time. Critically, and rightly so, it got panned. But yeah, it was a massive success. Now, I know before I go into this, I'm going to bash it, but taste is subjective, and so you might like it, and other people like movies that are so bad that they're just enjoyable because they are. I hate this movie. It's just terrible. Anyway, I guess it was huge because it came in off the back of Rambo, which is another movie I hate because it's terrible as well. But mainly more so probably because I was disappointed by the fact that while the original First Blood is far-fetched, there is a little sort of observation or social commentary going on in there about the way vets are treated when they return to society. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. So yeah, I'm going to give you the proper really quick speed readers version of Rambo. No, Cobra. And they're essentially the same thing. They're Stallone in the 80s, all his movies blur into one. So yeah, he's like this cop from like the zombie division or something, and he's called Marion Cobretti. See what they did there? So his nickname is Cobra, right? And he's badass, and he chews a cocktail stick, and they don't flesh him out at all, and the acting in this movie is terrible. Not to say that the actors are wooden, but I've seen sort of better ranges of drama from trees. But yeah, so it starts right in a supermarket, and there's like a hostage situation going on, and obviously the great Cobra. By the way, he's got Cobra on his gun handles, like little cobras. I mean, I get it, your name's Cobretti, so you're Cobra, so it's your nickname, so you had it put on your guns. Well, essentially you asked the police officer, so can't you be a little bit more professional than that? Anyway, he kills this bloke. Well, just before this bloke dies, he's like, oh, this big cult, hate the weak, we're going to destroy everything and take over the world. Well, aim for America first, at least, people, because it's quite big, and yeah, set your sights on the world. But yeah, anyway, so long story short, yeah, there's a backstabbing cop, sells him out. He meets this woman, he gets romantically involved with this woman who was his then wife, Bridget Nielsen. They go out of town, everyone from this gang attacks this place, and bang 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 bang, I kill everyone, gang dead, I save the world. Oh, the cop who sold us out, who now realises he may have done something bad, I'll knock him out before the credits roll. It's terrible. I mean, the action scenes are cringeworthy. Like I said, they don't flesh him out. There's no character development. I'm not saying I want, Blade Runner from this movie, but you know what I mean? Absolute train wreck. And my mate, after we watched it, said, come on, there must have been a redeeming quality to it. And I sat there and I thought about it, and I thought, only redeeming quality I can think about that movie is it gave us a game that was brilliant. So as bad as the movie was, as stinker as it was, if it wasn't for it, we wouldn't have got this game. Or maybe I wouldn't have played this game, because if this game came out but it didn't have Stallone, and Cobra stamped all over it, even though it was an 18 rated movie made for a game that was to 10 to 12 year olds, so they're probably not ever going to get to see the movie unless their parents get a little bit loose with rentals, But you branded it, so therefore I wanted to play it. Fantastic. How would I describe it? Think Kung Fu Master on absolute steroids. Yeah, basically you're Stallone, kind of little beefy character. The graphics are really good for the sort of system and the time, really smooth scrolling. There is actually some sort of parallax going on, and then you're just thrown enemies at you from every angle. There is a level of platforming in it, but you got thugs, you got knives, you got RPGs flying, and you got prams. Never understood that one. Your only weapon at the start is the fact that you can chin people, but you do come across hamburgers that have other weapons inside. Hamburgers, I don't know. I guess that's because, I don't know, hamburger, beef, macho. Yeah, there's like knives, there's bazookas, and there's an SMG which is brilliant. It's got like a laser sight and absolutely spits death. And yeah, and basically it is frisky difficult, mind. I mean, there's only 3 levels, but it is frisky difficult. But it's that kind of, you've got a sense of achievement in it, and it's a proper laugh to play. I have played it very recently on emulation, and it's still proper fun to play. Yeah, so basically you just got to move through the level, just surviving all the shit that's thrown at you until you come across Ingrid, who's your bird or your love interest from the movie. Then you have to protect her till everyone's dead and all the hamburgers are gone, and the level ends, which is funny because you have to protect her even though she can't take damage, and you can. But yeah, it's very polished. The sound is amazing. It's blatant in the fact that the guy who programmed it is taking heavy influences from the fact that Stallone was in Rocky, even though there wasn't a Rocky game on the sort of, you know, UK 8-bit systems. Your lives are represented by boxing gloves, you know, some of the music gets a little rocky in places. Absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. If you have sort of a Commodore, Amstrad or Spectrum emulator at hand, play this game, it's brilliant. One of the little nice touch I always like that, when you go to define keys, and you go, it says up, so you pick a key for up, and it goes down, pick a key, it goes left, right, and it doesn't say fire, it says murder. You know, it's honest, it's refreshing. So yeah, it's an absolute gem of a game. So is shit a movie? Is shit bucket of steaming turd, is that even a real phrase, sentence, that Cobra is? It serves one purpose. I never would have had one of my favourite games from the Spectrum back in the day. So what are the games that, you know, you absolutely love, that people seem to have forgotten all about, or never got, you know, the chance that they deserved because the movie they were based on was just absolutely monkey balls? Anyway, thank you for watching. See you later.